Okay, so this is how you get your money fixed. Number one, never spend it until you get it. Okay, so like if you're in a sales department, this means, all this translates to every department, by the way. This is exactly how I run every department, how we cash flow companies, how we make decisions on when to spend money in advertising. I don't count a deal closed. I don't count money in until the money's in. Right? So until you could sign the deal and these guys are going to split a suite, I'm like, that shit ain't happened yet. When you guys give me a credit card and it goes through, I'm suspect of yours, sir. Okay. Once it goes through and the money hits my account, then I can spend that money. Everybody agree with that? Okay, I don't spend tomorrow's money. Number two, 40% rule. If you could do this 40% rule that most people just completely don't get. Okay. If you got 100% of your money and 40% just for 40% goes to the IRS. Our friends over at the I, R, and the S. Who hates them? Say 10X if you hate the IRS. Yes. Oh my God, Democrats and Republicans come together. Okay? 40%, man, if you'll pay them 40%, you should at least pay you 40%. Everybody agree? You figured out, everybody in the room's figured out how to pay these people. They don't trust you. That's why they take it out of the check before you can get the check. The law says, I have to withhold from you. They don't trust you, man. You work for me. I have to withhold from you before you get your money. So they get their piece first. That is a good financial decision. I pay them, good. You got to pay Caesar. That's what Jesus said, pay him. Okay, and then what? Then you pay you, okay? And then you live on this. And this is where it becomes difficult. You live on the 20. And you do not change your standard of living until the 20 changes. So I don't rent the Lamborghini. Where's Cody at? Who came up in a Lamborghini the other day at my place? Where's T? Dude, that's stupid, man. Like, what are you doing? What are you doing, man? What are you doing? Okay, like it's no big deal. It's just $1,700. But you know what it says to me? Hey, I'm not disciplined with my money. I'm just saying. Like, you got to be disciplined with money. If you cheat on your money, it will cheat on you. You ignore your money, it will ignore you. If you don't take care of it, it won't take care of you. How many believe this? Okay, rich people, as much as you might not like them, yeah, their kids got drug problems, their marriage is falling apart, but people that accumulate a lot of money paid attention to the money. At least they did that part. Unfortunately, they didn't figure out the marriage, they didn't figure out the kids, but that's got nothing to do with money. That's because they didn't take the time to figure out the other games too. So look, this is the game right here. I did not change my level of living until this number changed. I've always paid the IRS. I've been audited 4 times. They can't get anything from me. 4 times. I think they got $1,500 from me on one of the audits. They'll always get something. I mean, you just throw them something. Here. Fetch. Okay? Because they got to have something. The guy's got to go back and say, look what I got. I mean, you wasted your time. 3 of them, they got nothing. Okay? And so like, this is what I'm living on. This is how I make my decisions. In the business, this is what I'm doing. I'm like, okay, 40%, if this is a business, 40% goes to the biz, to advertising, to marketing. Spend it all. Okay? I don't, if I got 3 employees and I got a business that the money's coming in, it's just running to me, okay? I'm not keeping that for me to live on. I'm keeping that for the business to live on. Feed the business. Feed the beast. How many of you read the book, Be Obsessed or Be Average? It says, feed the beast. That's the beast. Feed the beast. Feed the advertising. Feed the marketing, okay? And what happens is you end up broke. You can't live down here. So what do you have to do? If you can't live on this, what do you have to do? You got to either lower your standard of living, control your standard of living, or you got to increase that 100%. So, yeah. So you're not out buying Richard Mille watches and Rollses and Jets and blah, blah, blah. And Gucci belts. And belts you can't even, you got YL on your belt. That ain't your initials. What are you doing, man? Right? And you're not faking me out. It's not like you're going to fake, it's not like you're tricking somebody with your Gucci shoes. No, everybody it's not going to get you a meeting. Everybody agree with that? It's just not going to get you anything. Oh, man, you look really good. Yeah, so what? What you got to say? What's your product? What's your offer? How's it solve my problem? That's all I really care about at the end of the day. Okay, number 3. If you can't write it off, this is just a great principle. If you can't write it off, don't buy it. So these are screens. They're little filters, right? It doesn't mean that I will never violate these. It means I got to have some position to start trying to live off of this. If I can't write it off, I'm not going to buy it, right? So, what do I? Also, if I could write it off, I'm more inclined to buy it. Number 4, rent and lease, don't own. You don't need to own any of this stuff. Just use it. Number 5, stabilize and grow your first flow before adding a second one. Don't go work on a second flow outside of your company. Work on a second flow inside your company. How many of you have seen somebody leave? They got a second gig. I mean, this is really people selling baseball cards now. And spending 3 hours finding something on eBay to flip. What are you doing, man? You could have earned that $40 at your job that day. Why am I going after hours to figure a side hustle when I was in my hustle for 8 hours? What? You resent where you work that much? That, I'm going to go do this other thing at night. Oh, I just made $40 and it took me 4 hours. And that's $10 an hour. The guy I worked for today paid me $28 an hour. It doesn't even make sense. The math doesn't even work. But that advice is rampant in society today. Number 6, the 47 rule. So the 47 rule is, look, if you're going to put 40 hours in at work, how many of you work 40 hours a week? Let me see if you work at least 40 hours a week. Okay? How many of you in the room work 60 hours a week? Good for you. How many work 80 hours a week? And you're how many of you complain about it too? God damn, I did 100 hours this week. Shit, quit complaining, man. You should be bragging about it. There's going to be a day where you can't work. You're going to wake up one day and say, I wish I could go to work. Nothing works anymore. So quit complaining about it. I always say, man, you bragging or complaining? Oh, man, I work 100 hours a week. I remember when I was part-time. I remember when I couldn't think big. Every super successful person that I've studied talks about 100-hour, 140-hour work weeks, 1,000-hour work weeks, burning late. Bill Gates talking about, I would grab something to eat, I would fall asleep, and I would write code. And that's all I did. I ate and I wrote code. And if I couldn't write code, I went to sleep. Think is giant and massive. Okay? When China was ripping Bill Gates off at Microsoft, okay, he says, hey, China's stealing Microsoft, not their hardware, but their software. He's like, if they're going to steal it, we want to make sure it's Microsoft. And I was like, man, the thinking's brilliant, right? It's like, if you're going to rip anything off, make sure you're ripping our product off, okay? So change your thing. 40% rule means, the 47 rule means this. I spend 40 hours working for somebody, spend at least 7 hours working on yourself every week. Hour a day. I mean, what is that? I'm going to read, okay? All these guys talk about reading books. Warren Buffett talks about reading 3 and 4 hours a day. Read. They got guys actually saying they don't read anything, bragging about it. I never read. I've never read anything. Books are for idiots. Okay, well, look, all these super successful people that built billion-dollar businesses are reading. And they got smart people around them, okay? And if you don't like reading, who doesn't like reading in a room? Yeah, well, good. So what? Billy Boy reads. Okay, you got to read, folks. You got to read. It doesn't matter if you want to do it or not. I don't like to work out either. So what? Sometimes I don't like my kids. How many of you got kids? How many of you sometimes you're like, jump, get off the balcony. Okay, number 7, stay broke. Stay broke. Y'all got to stay broke, man. Cash is garbage. You don't need money. You don't need cash. Cash is trash. Your mommy and daddy didn't know this. Cash is garbage. It is trash. Take it out. Use it. It is worthless until it is put to work. Okay? Listen to me. Money is worthless until it is put to work. Money is useless until it is used. It's a piece of paper. Okay? It's got God on it. Look how they tricked us. Let's put God on there, man. Okay, we'll put Ben Franklin. It wasn't God's idea to have his name on a piece of paper. Everybody agree with that? That's a pitch. Come on, man. Put Ben Franklin on this. Right? He's the president. Okay? Like he ain't my president. He dead. And then we act like it's sacred, and I got to keep it and protect it, and now it's mine. This is what Brandon was doing this morning. We're talking about currency. If you look at the word, it comes from current. Current flows. It has to be in circulation, right? It's plentiful. It's a piece of paper. It's only valuable when I take it out of my pocket, get it out of the system, and put it to work. If I give it to the bank, if I call up Wells Fargo today and say, here's $100, what are they going to do with it? They're going to convert it. Instantly convert it into digits, and then they will send it out 9 times. Almost 10x. Never lose money. Number 8, never lose money. Okay, now if I leave this $100 right here on this table, on this podium, is there a chance I'm going to lose that money? If I go buy a piece of marketing, if I say, hey, Frank, go buy me an ad on Facebook. Or, hey, ad, take a YouTube video that we did. We already got a bunch of impressions on this YouTube video. Put $100 behind that YouTube video, and let's see if we can get a couple more people to see it. Which would be more valuable? I leave this right here. How many believe if I leave this here all weekend, somebody at Turnberry will take it? Jeff? Huh? Shit, Jeff will take it. He runs the place. The Sofers will take it. The son will take it. I steal everything. This is my hotel. My daddy taught me right. Okay? Never lose money. And if you're sitting around with cash in your wall, if you're sitting around with cash, you're going to lose the money. If you leave your money in the bank, you're losing money. Everybody agree? Okay, you're going to negative rates. We will go to negative rates in America. We will go to negative rates. Germany's negative rates right now. Japan's been negative for, 3 or 4 or 5 years. We will go negative in this country. Right now, you're earning 0.0012 at the bank. You're earning 1/8 of 1%. So compound interest in the 70s, compound interest was a real thing. That does not exist today at 0.0012. You can't compound a fraction of a 1% and expect anything to happen. Okay, cash flow is what you want. You don't want cash, you want cash flow. How many investors here? How many of you invested with me? Let me see hands again. Okay, good. Did you get a check this month? Every month, 17th of the month, bang, he gets his check. What did I pay you this month?
$3,300.
$3,300.
We just did $1 million with you.
Yeah, give him a big hand. This is the kind of guy you want to know right here. Now, Dr. Carl and I belong to the same church, and he injects stem cells in I got some knee problems, and so twice a year I go to Dallas, and he gives me an injection, and he says it works, and I cross my fingers and hopes it works. You know, he's like, hey, how's it working, Grant? I said, I don't know. I think it's working. I want it to work. Okay. Number 10, never quit until you achieve your goals. Your financial goals. Never give up on your financial goals until you achieve your financial goals. There's people in this room, folks, that are going to be worth billions of dollars. There's a billionaire in this room right now. I'll guarantee you. Could be 2 or 3 of them. Billionaires in the making right here. Okay? Question is, who's it going to be? Now, if somebody in this room, how many believe this? If somebody in this room made a decision, I'm going to put together $1 billion. How many believe that's possible? Everybody in the room believes it's possible. You might not think it's possible for you, but you know it's possible. Which means what? The money's available. Would you do good things with that $1 billion? Okay, you know that about yourself. You don't know about the guy sitting next to you. You know that about yourself. So you know somebody could do it, and you know if you did it, you'd do good things with it, right? So go do it, man, because the money's out there. There's plenty of it. And I grew up with a little 4 foot 11 Italian lady that knew nothing about money. She just knew, hold on, clip coupons, save your money. How many were brought up like that? Penny saved is? Penny earned. Save for a? See, you were brought up the same way I was. Eat all your food. If you don't eat it all, save it, put it in the refrigerator, right? Some of you got food in your refrigerator right now, 3 and 4, 5 days old. You have no intention of eating it. Some of you got like an eighth of a bagel left from 5 days ago. Right now you're like, oh, it's in there right now. You got ice cream in your freezer that's like 6 months old. It's expired twice. It's got that much frost on it, but you got 1 bite left. I know it's still good. You tell your kids this too. You pass on the same bullshit to your kids. Eat all your food, eat all your food, eat all your food. And then you wonder why we got obesity problems in America. We live in a country that's rich, and the people have scarcity in their minds.